Sperm, eggs, husbands and wives. These are the ingredients chosen to create screaming little babies. But Professor Testosterone accidentally added an extra ingredient to his concoction, Chemical D. Thus, the Crash Girls girls were born. Using their ultra superpowers, Storm, Lizzie, and Kayla have dedicated their lives to informing you on the male genitalia.
Good afternoon and welcome to The Talk.
Today, we'll be discussing the male reproductive system, and later, we'll be discussing it in detail.
As a species, the man's mind is set to answer one question: how can I make more of myself?
Well, Storm, I think the answer is quite clear: sexual reproduction. Despite the evident differences between the male and female reproductive system, they both function to ensure the continuation of the human species by producing offspring.
The primary role of the male reproductive system is to manufacture male gametes called sperm and deliver them to the woman's reproductive tract. The woman produces female gametes called ova or eggs. At a suitable time, the sperm and egg are used to produce a fertilized egg, which is the first cell of a new offspring.
The sex organs of the man are known as the testes, and they have two functions. The exocrine function produces sperm, and the endocrine function produces testosterone.
Here is the anatomy of the testes. Alright, so the fibrosous connective tissue capsule that surrounds each testy is known as the tunica ablugina. Extensions of this capsule, known as the septum, plunge into the testes and divide into a large number of wedge-shaped lobules.
Each lobule contains 1 to 4 tightly coiled seminiferous tubules, which are the actual sperm-forming factories. Seminiferous tubules of each lobe empty sperm into another set of tubules, the right testis, located at each side of the testes.
Lying in the soft connective tissue surrounding the seminiferous tubules are the interstitial cells, functionally distinct cells that produce sex hormones, the most important of which are testosterone. The sperm-producing and hormone-producing functions of the testes are carried out by completely different cell populations.
As you can see, sperm is delivered to the exterior through a system of ducts. Let's consult an expert to gain more information. Mrs. Professor, can we take your time to ask a couple questions?
Sure.
Okay, Miss Professor, can you tell us more about how the duct system works?
Yes, I know so much. The accessory organs forming the male duct system are the epididymis, ductus, deferens, and urethra.
So how do each of them work?
Well, the epididymis is the first part of the male duct system and provides a temporary storage site for the immature sperm that enter from the testes. The ductus deferens propels live sperm from their storage sites into the urethra. At the moment of ejaculation, the thick layers of smooth muscle in its walls create waves that rapidly squeeze the sperm forward.
Interesting. How about the urethra?
The urethra is a lot more complicated. The urethra is the terminal part of the male duct system. Its job is to carry both urine and sperm outside the body. Well, not all at once.
So how do you know that it cannot happen all at once?
Because if one is coming out, the other gland will constrict, preventing urine from passing into the urethra, but also sperm from entering the urinary bladder.
Oh, okay. That's spermtacular. So, what is the prostate and what does it do?
Oh, that's easy. A prostate is a gland that produces some kind of milky white substance that plays a role in activating sperm. What's a scrotum?
The scrotum is the sac of skin that hangs outside the abdominopelvic cavity. It contains the testes, which stay 3 degrees Celsius colder than the rest of the body to aid in sperm production.
And the penis?
It's the final stop on the sperm's road trip to the female reproductive system.
What's up, guys? What are you talking about?
Oh, we're just talking about the male reproductive system.
Okay, can I join your conversation?
Sure. Can you tell us about how sperm is produced?
I mean, yeah, sure. I know that it happens through a process called spermatogenesis, and it begins during puberty, and then it happens throughout the rest of your life. And it takes place in, I think it's called the seminiferous tubules, and it's basically where the premature sperm grows into be the primary spermatocytes.
Yeah, and I think this cell undergoes meiosis 1 to produce 2 secondary spermatocytes. Also, after meiosis 2, 4 haploid spermatids result. All 4 spermatids continue to develop into mature sperm. Each sperm must be haploid and contain only 1 copy of each chromosome.
And once again, the day I say thanks to the Crash Course Girls.